two of Hollywood's biggest powerhouses collide on live TV, and it blows up in the most savage way imaginable. You're about to witness it firsthand. Jennifer Lopez just stormed off The View, set after a brutal showdown with Gwyneth Paltrow that left everyone in the studio speechless. This wasn't your average celebrity spat, it was a full-scale war, ripping the mask off the polished facade of Hollywood's elite. Before we jump into this jaw-dropping moment, don't forget to hit subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think lit the fuse on this explosive clash? That Tuesday morning, the atmosphere in Studio 1A was already charged when Jennifer Lopez stepped onto the View stage. What should have been a routine promo spot for her latest project spiraled into one of daytime TV's most uncomfortable, tension-filled moments. The hosts were easing into their usual banter when Gwyneth Paltrow, guest hosting for the week, veered the conversation into dangerous territory. With that trademark icy tone, Gwyneth leaned in and said, "Jennifer, I've been watching your recent work, and honestly, it feels like you're chasing trends instead of leading them." The room fell utterly silent. Even Whoopi Goldberg shifted, visibly uneasy. Jennifer's smile stayed firm, but anyone sharp enough caught the flicker of irritation in her eyes. "Excuse me? What exactly do you mean?" she asked, voice steady but sharp as a blade. Gwyneth reclined smugly. "Look at your projects, your music, your businesses. It all seems reactive, not innovative. Like you're following the crowd, not creating something truly original." The other hosts exchanged glances, sensing the tension thickening. Joy Behar tried to lighten the mood, but Gwyneth wasn't done. "In this industry, some of us value artistic integrity over commercial success," she said with a venomous smile. "And that's increasingly rare, especially among performers from certain backgrounds." The air turned toxic. Everyone knew what Gwyneth was implying, and discomfort rippled through the studio. Jennifer's jaw clenched. "Certain backgrounds," she repeated, calm but deadly. "Are you seriously going to make this about where I'm from?" Gwyneth's smile didn't falter. "Oh no, I'm talking about artistic choices. Some gravitate toward higher forms of expression. Others follow what sells." The condescension was palpable, thick enough to slice through. Sunny host looked like she wished the floor would swallow her whole. Sarah Haynes cast frantic glances at the producers, silently pleading for a save. Jennifer's voice grew stronger. "Gwyneth, it's rich for you to lecture me on authenticity, when your entire brand is built on selling overpriced nonsense to people who don't know better." A collective gasp from the audience. This wasn't polite celebrity chit-chat anymore. This was raw, real, and brutal. Gwyneth's composure cracked just a fraction. "Goop is about wellness and empowering women," she fired back. "Empowering," Jennifer shot, eyes blazing. "Like telling women to steam their private parts with herbs? Or sell stickers that realign their energy? If you want to talk authenticity, let's talk about the empire you've built on pseudoscience and privilege." The room grew heavier. Whoopi tried desperately to steer things back, but both women had crossed the point of no return. At that, Gwyneth snapped, "At least I'm not trying to stay relevant by dating men half my age and making music that sounds like it was written by a teenager." The studio was frozen. The camera operators barely dared blink. Jennifer's expression shifted shock to fury, to something almost like pity. "Wow," she whispered. "You really went there. You know what this is about, Gwyneth? It's that you can't stand someone like me, someone without famous parents or Hollywood connections, outshining you." Gwyneth's face flushed crimson. "That's not true. I've worked hard for everything. You call having Steven Spielberg as your godfather hard work. Marrying a rock star and then a Hollywood exec. The only thing you worked hard at is convincing people you're better than everyone else." The clash escalated to titans, ripping each other apart, live. The hosts watched, frozen, as the tension skyrocketed. "You want to talk privilege?" Gwyneth hissed. "You built your career playing the same tough girl from the Bronx role for 30 years? Maybe it's time to show some range instead of recycling the same act." The audience gasped again, several covering their mouths. Jennifer's face went icy cold. "At least I own my persona. Everything about you is manufactured, from your fake British accent to your pretentious lifestyle brand preying on insecure rich women." Whoopi tried again to step in. "Ladies, maybe a brie." "No," Gwyneth cut her off sharply. This needs saying, Jennifer. You're threatened by women who succeed through talent and intelligence, not other methods. The room went stone silent. The implication was crystal clear. Jennifer stood abruptly, chair scraping loudly. Are you seriously implying what I think you're implying? Her voice was low, dangerous. Gwyneth shrugged with innocent mockery. I'm just observing. Some people care more about image and relationships than actual merit. Jennifer's laugh was harsh. You won an Oscar for a forgettable role and coast on it for 25 years. Meanwhile, I've built businesses, sold 70 million records, conquered every entertainment genre. The hosts were helpless, watching the meltdown. Quantity isn't quality, Gwyneth dismissed. Your acting's one note, your music formulaic, and your businesses just celebrity endorsements. Jennifer's hands trembled with rage. Funny you say that when you sell jade eggs and dangerous health advice to vulnerable people. You lecture me about integrity. My wellness company helps women, Gwyneth claimed. Jennifer cut in. Your company's a scam, sued for false claims, called out by doctors. But sure, lecture me. The battle was peaking. Producers wildly signaled behind the cameras. But the fire was out of control. Gwyneth fired another shot. At least, I'm not clinging to youth by dating barely legal guys. It's embarrassing. That was the last straw. Jennifer went white with fury, almost lunging. Embarrassing. Let's talk about your divorce circus. Naming your kid Apple and acting like it's sophisticated. Convincing people you're a lifestyle guru when you're just a privileged brat. Gwyneth's mask finally shattered. How dare you bring my kids into this, exploit my relationships? Jennifer shot back. You turned your failed marriage into content. Now you lecture me. The audience was silent, riveted, and horrified. Phones snuck out, despite no record policies. It's vulnerability, Gwyneth said defensively. Authenticity. Jennifer scoffed. You wouldn't know vulnerability if it bit you. You never struggled, never fought, born on third base, acting like you hit a triple. The verbal war raged on. Sunny host pleaded with the producers with her eyes, praying for mercy. You've never had to develop real talent because you knew looks and drama got you by, Gwyneth snapped. Jennifer's fury ignited. Careers built on being a pretty face who can kinda sing and act, but not really. I'm done, Jennifer declared, standing firm. Done with your ivory tower condescension. Real success means rising from nothing, working 18-hour days, connecting with people, not tearing them down. The studio's energy turned toxic. The hosts exchanged worried glances. Fearing the worst, Gwyneth sensed Jennifer breaking and went for the final blow with biting coldness. You're so defensive because deep down you know it's true. You spend your career trying to fit in with people like me. But the harder you try, the clearer it is you don't belong. The room froze. Even the camera operators stopped. Jennifer's face twisted through shock, hurt, and a terrifying rage. Entitled elitists who think fancy schools and famous parents make you better. Gwyneth's smile turned cruel. People who know success isn't just money or fame. It's standards, taste, sophistication. That was the breaking point. Jennifer's mic almost fell off as she stood. Standards. My standard is respect for everyone, no matter where they come from. Working hard, lifting others up, your standard. Insulting a guest on national TV because of her background and ethnicity. The word hit like a bomb. The studio understood the line crossed. Gwyneth paled. I never mentioned ethnicity, she stammered. You didn't have to, Jennifer shot back. Everyone here knows exactly what you meant about certain backgrounds and who belongs where. Dress it up all you want, we all know the truth. Whoopi finally found her voice. Ladies, let's step back. No, Jennifer cut in, turning to her. I'm not sitting here being disrespected. I've been in this business over 30 years, worked with giants, built businesses, broken barriers for Latinas. I won't let a privileged princess who never fought for anything tell me I don't belong. Her passion electrified the room. Even uneasy audience members were captivated. Gwyneth tried to regain control. Jennifer, you're being dramatic. I was just discussing artistic choices. Professional. Jennifer laughed bitterly. You attacked my talent, integrity, relationships, and right to success with that smug smile like you were doing me a favor. The hosts were frozen, overwhelmed. I think you're misreading, Gwyneth started. Not at all, Jennifer cut in. This is you trying to put me in my place because you can't handle someone like me outshining you, someone who built everything from nothing while you coasted on family and connections. Jennifer gathered her things, the moment sinking in. The studio lights burned hotter now, like they too were watching, waiting. The set of The View, typically a hub for vibrant discussion and showbiz charm, had morphed into something else entirely. An arena. Jennifer Lopez didn't blink. Overpriced nonsense, Gwyneth repeated slowly, her voice dipped in venom, eyes glinting like sharpened steel. Darling, if you think goop is nonsense, maybe that's because you've never had to sell anything beyond your own image. The audience audibly winced. Her jaw was set, her posture unshaken, but the heat was rising fast. You want to talk about image? Jennifer said, rising slightly in her seat. Joy Behar let out a nervous laugh. Okay, ladies. Let's steer back to, but Jennifer was already leaning forward. Eyes locked on Gwyneth like she was reading every lie she'd ever told. You built a brand on making women feel like they're not enough unless they buy your $500 face creams and jade eggs. I built mine climbing out of the Bronx with nothing but hustle. Don't confuse your luxury for leadership. The audience exploded. Cheers, gasps, applause. Gwyneth's composure twitched. Just for a second. Her lips curled like she was swallowing a scream. Gwyneth crossed her legs slowly, deliberately. You climbed, yes, but somewhere along the way, you stopped standing for anything. Everything about you is mass-produced now. Your music, your movies, your fashion lines, it's all flash and no soul. That was it. Jennifer sat back. Inhaling deeply, say what you really want to say. I just did, Gwyneth said coolly. No, say it. Say it's because I don't look like you, because I don't sound like you, because I didn't come from a Hollywood dynasty. Silence again. Not a pin drop. It was beyond that. Even the air seemed to still. I've earned every inch of my career, Jennifer continued, her voice steadier than ever. I didn't have a famous mom, or a trust fund, or a private school arts degree. I fought for every role, every track, every dollar, and it scares women like you that someone like me, from my background, could rise this high without your blueprint. Gwyneth tilted her head slightly, smile gone. You think this is about race? She asked, voice low. I think it's about power, Jennifer replied, and the fact that I didn't ask your permission to have any. Sarah N. sat frozen, visibly shaken. Sunny Hostin glanced to the side, pressing her lips together tightly. No one dared intervene now. The cameras were rolling, and the world was watching. You've made a career out of being acceptable to people in power. Jennifer went on, words pouring now like fire. You say the right things. You wear the right beige. You don't scare them, but I do. My music, my moves, my skin, my story, it all threatens the order. And instead of embracing that, you throw shade. On national TV, Gwyneth's fingers were now clasped tightly in her lap. Her silence screamed louder than anything she'd said, and then she leaned forward, voice cold and precise. You're not scary, Jennifer, you're exhausting. A collective groan from the crowd. Someone even whispered damn under their breath. Jennifer didn't flinch. You know what's exhausting? She shot back. Women like me having to prove themselves twice as hard just to be taken half as seriously. You get to be avant-garde for lighting a candle that smells like your whatever. I drop a skincare line and I'm selling out. Gwyneth's voice rose sharply for the first time. You think I haven't? Had to fight. You think I didn't earn anything? You were born in the room, Jennifer snapped. Some of us had to knock the door down. The room went still. Joy Behar sat motionless. The producers in the booth were reportedly scrambling, arguing whether to cut to commercial. But the director may be paralyzed, may be enthralled. Let it roll. Jennifer stood now. I'm done. I didn't come to be dissected by someone who's only relevant because of the people she knows. Gwyneth remained seated, statue still. You always walk away when you're exposed, she said, barely above a whisper. Jennifer turned back, fire in her eyes. I walk away when I've already said what matters. Then she exited, heels echoing. On the studio floor, the audience stood, unsure whether to applaud or panic. What they had witnessed wasn't a segment, it was a reckoning. The View had never seen anything like it, and neither had we. You want to know the difference, Gwyneth? She said, unclipping her mic. I lift people up. Inspire girls from the Bronx, East LA, from every place that's been written off to chase their dreams. You sell overpriced junk to rich women and make them feel inadequate. Gwyneth's face flushed red with either anger or embarrassment, maybe both. You're being unreasonable, she said. I just wanted an honest conversation. Honest, Jennifer spat. This was an attempt to humiliate me. Liv. Congrats, Gwyneth. You had your moment. Hope it was worth it. The studio descended into chaos. Producers scrambled. Some audience members cheered Jennifer, while others sat in stunned silence. I'm not here to be disrespected, Jennifer said, calm now. I know when someone's trying to tear me down, and I won't give them that satisfaction. Facing the camera, Jennifer addressed the viewers directly to everyone watching. I'm sorry you came for a normal interview. You deserve better. Hosts who treat their guests with dignity, not people who settle scores, live on TV. With that, Jennifer Lopez walked off the View stage, leaving a stunned studio and a guest host whose reputation lay in ruins. The cameras kept rolling. As Gwyneth sat frozen, unable to believe what had just unfolded, social media exploded within hours, millions rallying behind Jennifer and condemning Gwyneth's subtle digs that reeked of racism and CLA-SSISM. So, what's your take? Was Jennifer right to walk away? Or should she have stayed and fought even harder? Drop your thoughts below.